we're going to take an equation that's in a general form, write it in standard form, and then we'll be able to graph it. Now, we may or may not know what conic shape it is. So far, we've been talking about the ellipse. One way you can tell is if both the x squared and the y squared have the same sign, then it's probably going to be an ellipse. But could be a circle. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to get it in that standard form. So we're going to keep our 4x squared, keep our 4x squared, and we're going to put that minus 40x next to it. And I'd like to leave a little bit of space here. And then I'm going to have the 9y squared and the 36y. And then the constant, the 100, that's just going to go on the other side. Now, don't worry if the numbers seem a little large. A lot of times you get some big numbers with these, but in the end, it often works out nicely. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to factor out 4 from the two x terms, the terms that have x in it, and that gives us x squared minus 10x, but still leave a little bit of space there, because we're going to have to complete the square on this. And then for the y terms, the terms that have y in it, we're going to take out the 9, and we'll have y squared plus 4y. Again, leaving a little bit of space because we're going to complete the square. That's partly why these numbers get so large. Okay, so that's kind of the setup. Get your x terms together, get your y terms together, put the constant on the other side. Now, if there's a coefficient in front of that squared term, you're going to have to factor that out. You might even want to factor it out even if it's just a 1, just good habit. And you'll see that probably when you do a hyperbola. Okay, now we're going to complete the square. To do that, you're going to take that negative 10, divide it by 2, and square it. So that's negative 5 squared is 25. So we're going to add a 25 in here. But we know we have to add something on the other side, but it won't be 25. It's going to be 4 times 25, which is 100. Okay, so that's that part. So you have to remember to multiply by that coefficient that's in front, the one you factored out. All right, now we're gonna, I'll do it in green. We'll do the same thing with the y's. So take the 4 divided by 2 and square it. That gives you a 4. But it's not really gonna be a 4 on the other side. It's gonna be 36. Okay, and then now things are gonna we're gonna start getting it in the right form. So 4, and then we're gonna factor this into x minus 5 squared. It does have to be minus. You wanna make sure you get the sign right, otherwise your center is not gonna be in the right place. Plus 9, and this is gonna be y plus 2 squared. And then all of that on the right is gonna equal 36. Okay, so we're getting close. Now what we have to do is we have to get the right-hand side to be 1. So we're going to divide everything by 36. And you can see these numbers are working out nicely for us. So we get x minus 5 squared over 9 plus y plus 2 squared over 4. And all that equals 1. Now you might be saying, yeah, the numbers worked out nice. What if 4 didn't go into 36 or 9 didn't go into 36? What you can do is you can just write it as a fraction. It would be, and the first one would be 36 over 4, and then it's down in the denominator where you need it to be. But, you know, we like it when the numbers work out nice. Okay, now we haven't talked a lot about the graphing, but we'll go ahead and do that now. So in our case, we know the center. The center is at HK. So our center is at 5, negative 2. So let's draw that in. Let's go over here, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 2. There's my center. And then the way I graph them, I don't go through the whole thing of figuring out, you know, from the formulas where the vertices are. I just count it out. So I know it's an pancake shape, so it's this kind of shape. And I know A is 3, because this is A squared down here, and I know B is 2. So then I'm going to know where the vertices and the co-vertices are just by counting 3 from the center to the right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, if I can count. And 3 to the left. 1, 2, 3. And you can figure it out mathematically as well with the formulas. And then I'm going to go up 2, and I'm going to go down 2. Then I'm going to try to draw an ellipse. I tell my students try not to make it look like a football. Well, it's not my day for drawing ellipses, but that's how you do the problem. And good luck drawing those ellipses. You'll get better at them. All right.